So today I want to talk to you about the benefits of a retreat. So retreating from what you do every day and how it can recharge, re-energize, reinvigorate you. And also I want to touch on an amazing marketing funnel that I've been caught up in. But anyway, if that's relevant to you, keep watching, keep on listening. Hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1808 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's episode, I want to talk to you about the benefits of a retreat to re-energize, reinvigorate your mind, body and soul prior to going back to what you usually do. I'm also going to touch on quite an amazing marketing funnel that's been created here over in Andalusia in Spain. But yeah, so before we get into that though, please don't forget that this vlog is part of a fundraiser of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style. The more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. So back to the topic at hand, the importance of a retreat for your mind, body and soul. Now, I really appreciate when you kind of use the term retreat. It sounds quite expensive, quite elitist, not accessible to everyone. But for the purpose of what I'm talking about today, it doesn't have to be in a paradise like where I am today in Desert Springs Resort, just outside Almeria in Andalusia in Spain. I'll come on to that in a little while, but it could be anywhere. It can be a few days with relatives. It could be, camping somewhere. It could be just taking yourself away or retreating from what you do every day, which you would classify as normal life. And it's really important because life is so busy for so many of us, stressful for so many of us as well. And it can often be seen as a bit of a battle for so many of us. And I think we can all resonate with that. As much as we like to kind of paint the picture of this perfect life we lead, none of us really lead it. And we've all got our own internal battles and challenges going on in our lives. And that's where a retreat becomes so useful. I try and do it every quarter, and it varies in kind of level, whether it's just taking time at home and just trying to staying away from my working environment. That's the form of a retreat. Just for a few days, just to take stock of where I was since the last retreat, where I am today, and the progress I've made. Am I doing the right thing? And do I need to change what I'm doing? Do I need to rethink about things? And I think it's that kind of clarity. And it doesn't have to be in terms of just your life in terms of work. It could be your personal life as well. It could be anything to do with what's going on in your life. And that's really, really important. And, I'm on, it's my last day here in Spain. I'm traveling home tomorrow, back to kind of normality. And I feel a little bit angsty, a little bit kind of anxious about what I'm going back to and things, because there's quite a lot of things going on in my kind of entrepreneurial life that's quite early stages in infancy, and there's a lot of things that aren't as systemized as a more established business would be. And so I've got to go back and kind of catch up with things and stuff, but I do go back with more clarity, more kind of understanding of where I am, where I've got to, now what I need to change and what I need to change and do differently to get to where I want to go. And I think that's really, really important. So that's ultimately why these retreats are so important. And the downside is if you don't do them, I think I suggest quarterly. It's like a planning session where you have to step away to see more, because you're too involved if you try and do it on the go. And I think that's really, really, really important, because if you don't do it, you can end up, not seeing the bigger picture and can be doing the wrong things at the wrong time, making less progress, becoming more strapped and frustrated, being more like a rat in the rat race or a hamster in a hamster wheel. And you need to take a step back to see things clearer, to be able to make the moves that optimize and improve the kind of success rate of where you want to go. And I think that's really, really important. But before we finish and I do the learnings in my diary, I want to talk about this marketing funnel over here in this resort, Desert Springs Resort in Andalusia in Spain. So I'm here as I won this trip at a charity fundraiser. So I was incredibly fortunate to win it, and it's been great, it's been amazing, it's luxurious, but there's this development that's got 400 units or properties, and the vast majority of them are sold to kind of owner occupiers, but they're not living in them all the time. They're like holiday homes. And I think there's about 10% of them are occupied on a permanent basis. The other 90% are like holiday homes, and so many of the people that have them don't choose to rent them out. So you've got this absolute paradise here where it's never too busy. The golf course, which is amazing, which is kind of professional level, PGA level, they do qualifiers and for the DP World Tour and stuff like that, is so accessible to the people. There's no kind of oversubscribed element. You can, when I say oversubscribed, it is oversubscribed, but it's not over demand. So the capacity is always there to give people a really high class kind of experience. And the reason what fascinates me the most about this is that I looked into this, and apparently this company does a lot of these prizes where at charity auctions or things like that, where they're accessing high net worth individuals, and people are bidding on them, and ultimately what happens is, even if people bid on them and they kind of cover their costs, which I can tell you now they do that and more, people come along to this paradise and have an amazing time, and then every time you go to the golf course or you book, there's the sales office and all the advertisements of the units that are in development that are becoming available, and you experience a few days here and you think, wow, how much would I love to have a place here, come back every few months for these kind of retreats and bring my friends, bring my family, and it's pretty affordable as well. And what then happens is these people have already paid to come, and it's not a hard sell, it's just there all around you. And I have to confess, I've even thought, and the people I'm with have thought on numerous occasions, wouldn't it be nice to have one of these places, to the extent that we've nearly made an inquiry. Fortunately, I'm a little bit kind of, I wouldn't want to come back to the same place all the time. I think there's too much of the world to see. So the holiday home kind of opportunity, which so many people love, doesn't really fulfill what I want. I like to go somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else. But a lot of people like the familiarity and the safety and the security. And if you're one of those people, this would be amazing. But it's just the amazing kind of slickness of you kind of turning up feeling like you've won this trip, or you've won this at an auction or whatever. You turn up, you have an amazing experience, and then there's an opportunity for you to have this experience over and over and over again. But it's not done in a hard sell way, and people then just feel like they want to inquire or discuss what's coming up, what's available, and then they've got you. You're kind of hooked in. They'll send you the offers, the discounts, all this side of things. Before you know it, you're ending up purchasing one of these places, and it's all done from a very slick kind of process where, as the consumer, you feel like you're winning when you're being funneled down this funnel to purchase one of these amazing places. But so anyway, the latest of my diet today, I've covered kind of two things together here, are simply that retreats are really, really important. Retreating from your normal life, just for a day or two, every quarter. Take stock on where you are, where you want to go, look at the bigger picture. Are you making the right moves? Are you doing the right things in whatever part of your life, whether it's business, personal, relationships, whatever? Really, really important, because if you don't, you just get stuck in the day-to-day. You never know whether you're going the right direction. You get overwhelmed, you get anxious, you worry. All these things that can be overcome by just taking a step back periodically and seeing the bigger picture. Secondly, if back in the early days of kind of timeshare was a booming industry where you'd buy blocks of time in holiday resorts, this is kind of the new way now, these kind of residential retreats or residential resorts where you access them exclusively by either winning a competition or bidding at a high net worth kind of charity auction of some kind for these types of opportunities. You go here, you have an amazing time, and then just conveniently they have all of the information about the available units that you can invest in or you can own, where you can get this experience over and over again. And it's just a genius funnel, because everybody I've spoken to here started on this same journey that I'm kind of on, and then decided that this was so amazing they wanted to have it over and over again, and ultimately decided on buying a place. And it makes you kind of think. It's a genius way that they've managed to get in front of people who can kind of afford these resorts, you know, investments into these resorts, into holiday homes. And they've done it in a really unique way where you feel like you're winning, where actually you're getting funneled down to invest. So I suppose the learning from that is really kind of scrutinize your marketing activities if you're in business, and kind of really understand if there are any quirky ways that you can access your target market a little bit more creatively, because I found this one kind of ingenious. It's so slick and it's converting incredibly highly, because all the people I've spoken to started just like me, turning up, just wanting a golfing weekend or whatever, and before you know it, they're a permanent or part-time resident of this amazing place. So, and that's just basically whoever owns this resort understanding their target market, understanding how they can get access to them really effectively, and it's ingenious. But anyway, that's it from me. Questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone, anything that's relevant anyway. As always, any questions or comments, drop me a line. Like I say, I'll respond to anything relevant. And but do please remember, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days of distance of lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.